So another little more progress. I went ahead, I welded up this bottom down here. There's a small hole over there underneath of that dog leg from water collecting in there. I had to blow that out. There's mouse nests in the frame and everything else. So I went ahead and welded that in and cleaned it up, and then I used Master Series coating on it for now. That's supposed to be like a non-solvent based excuse me, primer. So that's what I'm going to use kind of throughout the progress of the bus, so I can just paint a little so it don't rust on me. So that's what I'm going to do going through here. I don't know if you've seen in the last part, which is probably for this little snip, that I had cut more of the floor out and seen that this front is really rusty. So I went ahead and ordered another front top hat for that, so I'll replace that whole thing. These I-beams on the sides and the front, you can see that they're rotted out pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, instead of replacing the whole thing, these are pretty stout, so I'm going to take them back to where they're not rotted or where they're not separated. I'm going to cut across, and then I'm going to take and cut a little notch out this way, so it's kind of a step notch, so it'll create more of like a stronger connection between the two. So I'll spot weld between. So that's what I'm going to do with these three, because they are rotted out on the bottom, and I don't want to leave that there. What happens is moisture gets down in these cracks, and then it starts rusting, metal swells, and then this happens. So I want to get that all nice looking. So you can see that Master Series does a pretty good job. I just painted it on with a paintbrush. I scuffed it. Then I didn't really scuff it. I went ahead and ground it down to almost bare metal, excuse me, on the frame, and then wire wheeled some of it, and then I treated it with a rust, like a rust preventer. Actually, I'll tell you what, here it is right here. This is what I used, this rust dissolver. It's just close to like Osfo or something like that. So went ahead and used that. It turned it all black, and then I went over it again actually and wire bristled it again just to make sure I got a lot of it off. You can kind of see that one's. I just slathered it on that rusty metal to see what it would do. That's kind of what it does. I still need to clean that off with a wire wheel and that. So that's what I'm gonna do underneath of all this. I still have to do, you know, up under these channels and stuff. I'm going to treat those and treat them with Master Series too. So I'm going to do all that to all this frame. Alright, well, that's my little update. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out. I've already measured them, took pictures and measurements back and forth between the rails and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out and notch it and see how it works out, because I got the new I-beam piece. So I'm just going to take the new I-beam piece and chop it up, see if I can get enough out of it to make this work. So alright guys, so you can see how I cut this off. I ended up cutting it off straight, made one cut straight through there all the way down, marked it with a square. Tried to make sure it was straight as possible. Then I went ahead and I marked it again, and then cut. Let's see here if I can find a little piece. I threw it for some dumb reason. Anyway, oh, here it is. So I ended up basically making the mark an inch back, cutting through it, not cutting through the other side. That way, whenever I bring in my new piece, I'll be able to weld this here flush, and then I'll be able to put some spot welds on the inside here, plus make a weld on this side. So I figured that'd be a little bit stronger of a connection between that and this, since I'm not going all the way back and I'm not going to replace, you know, all the way through on each one of these. You can see on the bottom here, look at that dude. Got ate out pretty good. Some moisture just got in there and just started rusting it away and ate it up. It's still strong as heck, but you know, cut it out and we'll get this new piece cut up. Got a piece from Gershon here. We're just gonna go ahead and whack it off. You can see where the spot welds are in there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off just like that. You know, cut one side, then cut the other. That way it's I don't waste as much as this is what I need. Because I'm hoping I can get by with just having one I-beam piece. I guess we'll see whenever we get to the other side, but excuse my mess over there. Holy moly. So, alright, I'll bring you guys back whenever I got that all cut out, or this piece, new piece cut out, and get it all measured up and get ready to weld it in. Alright, so you can kind of see what I'm going for here. I got magnets on the top so you can't really see. But I gotta grab it on both sides, kind of. I'm gonna do a little match up there. But I'll grind that off and get that as straight as possible. And then we'll get that thing welded in. Let me show you without these magnets on here. Kind of see what I'm going for there. So it's kind of a step, it's not just straight across. So I feel that'll give you a better bit, you know, a better weld. So there is 2 spot welds that I had to drill out to get that piece apart. So I'll go ahead and I'll drill, you know, a couple more in there to get those opened up so I can weld that to the other side. But I'll clean this thing up, clean this up, make sure it fits really perfectly. And then I'll go ahead and weld it in. So there you go. That's what I'm gonna do. So still got that much of a piece left, so hopefully that'll make it. If not, I'll buy another one, I guess, or either buy some metal and get it bent like this. These things aren't very complicated, really. It'd just be the steel, I guess, that needs to be straightened up a bit. So alright, there you go. Alright, we'll be back whenever we weld it in.
Alright guys, if you've made it this far, I've got this I-beam welded in. I ground it down and fitted it. It is very solid. I'm glad I did the step and welded it on both sides and then did those plug welds. I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this to all of the other I-beams that I have on this side, and then we'll get to installing the inner rocker and that. I'm not sure if I have video of that, but this should work out good. So if you have made it this far, please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe for more video content on my bus. Thanks a lot guys. Take care.